And on a full moon, they use that energy and rebound it from the full moon back down into earth. Hence more destruction, more murder, more chaos. I love you with my heart, with my soul, with every fiber of my entire being. How are you feeling right now, beautiful soul? So ritual and contract. Rituals can be good when you have daily rituals, which are really like daily habits. You get up, you do this, you do that, and you use these daily rituals to maintain discipline, to keep your frequency high, to elevate as a human being, and to keep your body healthy, to do all the things that you need to do to be a supersonic, high frequency being on this planet. Then there are rituals that are not so cool. And you find a lot of human beings handing over their power and their energy because of ritual. You know, I remember when I went to India a few years ago, and I went to this, it was like a set of temples, and it was on a large piece of ground. They had like a Ganesha temple and a Shakti and a Shiva temple, all these different gods that they make offerings to. And so I'm walking around this temple place. I was probably there for a good 2 hours. And when you look under the ground, underneath all of these temples, in the earth, it makes you want to be sick. Like the energy is so dense, so heavy, and you can see what is happening. People are going and offering food, they're offering money, they're offering their heart, they're offering their blessings, and they're down on the ground praying to all of these so-called gods. And what's actually happening during this process is the energy's being siphoned down into the ground by negative beings, and then that energy is used. And so what ends up happening is the human being that is praying to this particular god is becoming like a servant, becoming like a slave. And on a daily basis, weekly basis, however often they go down to these temples, they're handing their power over and they're being siphoned of their life force. And this is disgusting. But most people don't know, because most people have been indoctrinated in a certain way to believe this or believe that. And obviously that's part of their journey too. So we're not here to judge them. We're not here to say that, you know, they're wrong for doing that. But this is what is happening, and we have to make people aware. And then we as human beings have to make different choices once we get the knowledge, once we get the information. And if you don't believe the information and you don't believe the knowledge and you want to carry on down that road, then that's just the way that it is. There's nothing that anyone can do about that. However, it's still important to share the information. A lot of women, they pray to the moon. A lot of women bathe their crystals in the moon. And again, you know, handing your energy over, opening your heart to the moon is not always the best thing, because there's so much stuff taking place on the moon. There is so much negativity, so much corruption, so much manipulation that is being exchanged through that moon energy. And the moon is supposed to run with the woman's cycles. So what ends up happening is that the womb consciousness, which is beautiful, which is powerful, which is what we men have to support, nurture and love on planet Earth, so that the energy can be rebirthed through the womb. But when women are out there praying and handing their power over and doing certain rituals with moon energy, their womb consciousness is being infiltrated. And you get a lot of women that download certain etheric implants. They'll come into contact with certain beings etherically, and before you know it, they've got what we call shadow parasites in their energetic field or in their physical body. And what shadow parasites do is they take over the human vessel. They communicate with the human, and they put thoughts into the human being's head, and the human being thinks that the thoughts in their own head are their own, so they start taking action based off those thoughts. And the idea of these negative beings is to bring the frequency of the human being down, because when the frequency of the human being is lowered, they become a food source to these negative beings. And again, what happens is The energy is siphoned down into the ground, into certain grid structures. It's sent into certain containers and holding spaces around the planet. And then that energy is sent off planet. Also on planet to feed beings that are here, amongst us, or down in the ground, but it's often sent off planet too. And on a full moon, they use that energy and rebound it from the full moon back down into Earth. Hence more destruction, more murder, more chaos, more suicide, etc., etc. Again, just lowering the frequency, but using our own energy against us, just like the people in India going to the temples and handing their power over to Shakti and Shiva and Ganesh and all these other so-called deities. Their own energy is being siphoned. It's just trickery in broad daylight. If you're gonna commit a crime, if you're gonna pull off a robbery, do it in front of everybody because no one suspects it. And this is the same thing. The same thing is happening in broad daylight. Obviously not at nighttime with the moon, that's in the moonlight. However, that moon is bright and everybody can see it, but not everybody can really see it. Some people see it. In fact, everyone sees it, but some people really see it, the truth for what it is. And we as humans get to choose. We can empower ourselves or disempower ourselves. But if you don't know, you don't know. And this is a problem. So it's important for us to share this knowledge so more people can find out about it and hopefully take a different course of action. We are powerful gods and goddesses. And these beings that live amongst us, some of them very positive, some of them not so positive. The aim is it's a war on consciousness. It's a war for the right passage of your soul because certain beings think that they own our soul. In star magic, we specialize in taking these beings out from someone's energetic field or stopping them, manipulating with them from another spaceship or down in the ground, from another planet or somewhere in the ether. You have many different types of programming. You have military programming. Okay, there are certain children on Earth that go through horrific circumstances, raped and tortured. And what happens is the Kundalini is activated at a very young age and it splits the base of the brainstem when the energy rises up through the spinal column. And then what happens is it's very simple to come in and create split personality disorders. So a young child that grows up into a teenager and an adult has multiple personalities and they don't even realize they've got them. And then what happens is they wake up one day and they're an assassin. They wake up another day, they're a super soldier. They wake up another day and they are a lawyer. They have different personalities for different jobs. So you've got a walking, sleeping human that is completely activated to an extremely high level and highly skilled and highly trained, and they're not aware of it. And then one day that human being gets up and goes and does something that harms people. We deal with a lot of this stuff in star magic. We have men and women that wake up in their dream time and they're being taken out of this physical reality and they fight. And they end up not getting taken. They end up with black eyes or broken collarbones, bust up lips, having a real fight with these real beings. It sounds crazy, I know, but we get a lot of clients that come to us in star magic that have these experiences. And so we help them. We help deprogram them. We help remove the split personality disorders. We have clients that are brought into Masonic ritual circumstances where they're raped and they have to witness murder, the murder of a 2-year-old boy, the murder of a 1-year-old girl, right in front of their very eyes. We've had clients that have come to us and they've had to witness their best friend's head being cut off. And again, this sounds crazy, I know, but this stuff is happening and it's out there. And I'm not sharing this to put you in fear. I'm just sharing this because it's happening. And it is important that people are made aware of this stuff. And it's also important that people know that there is someone that can help them. We have a number of souls in star magic healing that are trained to deal with this stuff. So if you are one of these souls that has been traumatized or someone that has, point them in the right direction. There are some crazy situations happening out there in the world. And a lot of the time when you're dealing with other people, you're dealing with negative beings. A lot of the time when relationships split up, it's because entities, shadow parasites, are infiltrating that human being's consciousness. And it's causing chaos and mayhem. There's a lot of witchcraft out there. This stuff is real. This stuff is potent too. I had an experience literally in the last month or so where there was some witchcraft involved, and we woke up one day and the insides of our cat were on the outside because of this witchcraft. Sometimes these lower vibrational beings will try and hurt those that are closest to you. The cat is healthy again now, but imagine waking up and seeing all of your cat's insides on the outside. It's not a very nice thing to experience, and for the cat it's horrific. So there are many different ways that these beings try and get into our system, and what we have to do is to realize that being self-aware is mission critical. By staying in our heart, living consciously, breathing consciously, and stop thinking about the future, stop thinking about the past, literally be here now. And as you take your steps through time and space, walk consciously, being aware of your environment. Because a lot of this stuff that is taking place is happening energetically. It's invisible to most people. And when people are caught up in the chaos inside their mind, inside their head, all of those crazy thoughts, then they very rarely miss when there's a dip in their frequency. And if there's a dip in their frequency, that's obviously the first sign of something shifting. And so if you're aware, you can go in, you can bring up your own hologram, you can tap into that, and you can see what is going on inside your body, and you can change it, shift it, remove it. But when you're bouncing around in your head all the time, it's very hard to be self-aware. It's very hard to be cool and calm as a cucumber and to realize everything that's taking place. So we're often our own worst enemies, and these negative beings prey on that. That's why we're kept busy. They don't want us to be still, because when we become still, we notice. We notice the truth, and the truth isn't what we've been told the truth is. The truth is way different. Now, it doesn't mean that you've got to be scared of the truth, because the truth should be embraced. However, if you don't know the rules of the game, how can you play the game? If you don't know the rules of the game, how can you play the game? You're always going to get beat, right? So it's important to find out the rules of the game. If you go to starmagichealing.org, you're going to find loads of masterclasses in infinity where we talk about the truth. The one we did last month on spiritual warfare is amazing. I share a whole history, a whole galactic history of Earth, all the beings that are involved in this game that we're playing. It's worth going and listening to it. It's about 2 hours long, highly informative. You're amazing, beautiful soul. Okay, we came to this earth to help each other out. We came to this earth to support each other and to rediscover who and what we truly are. And that is we're multidimensional beings having a human experience, powerful beyond measure. But the only way you're going to find your power, discover your power, is to take a deep dive into here. Because you ain't going to find it in the external world. That's just going to take you down rabbit hole after rabbit hole. But this, my friend, my sister, my brother, is going to take you into a whole new world of magic, beauty, love, expansion. And you're going to really truly understand who and what you are on a level of frequency, on a level of vibration, on a level of code, mathematics. And that's when you harness your power. So go out into this world and love your sisters and your brothers fiercely and ferociously. Hug them tightly and never, ever, ever be the first to let go. And if you're dealing with a human being that's very awkward or angry or acting up in a certain way, just know that it may not be them talking to you, and show a little bit of compassion. Remember, check out our website, starmagichealing.org. We do have some of the best ascension tools on planet Earth, and you can get access to all of them right now free for 7 days. Meditations, light language transmissions, light codes, amazing, healthy, high frequency, nutritional recipes, cosmic yoga videos, cosmic yoga routines, breathwork, qigong, private Telegram groups so we can support you every step of the way. It's all there. Go and check it out. Love yourself, because you are the most important soul in the universe and the most important human being on this earth plane. I will see you again real soon. Speak your truth, shine your light, and stop giving a flying you know what, because it is one great big cosmic joke. I'll see you real soon. One love, one heart, one human family. Peace out, beautiful soul.